So I'm going to be using particle board that I have at home and then carve out 2 circles using a hula hoop. I'm also going to be using dowels that I got from Walmart for this project. To make it easy for me to attach these dowels to the boards, I'll be pre-drilling holes on each and every one of them. These are the screws that I'll be using to attach the dowels to the boards. I'll apply wood glue to the dowels before attaching them to the boards. The wood that I used is hard but thin, so to make sure that it can take heavy items, I'm going to be placing this leftover piece in the middle. After making sure that it was the height that would fit inside, I attached it with screws. And I attached it with 1 screw at the top and 1 screw at the bottom. I'm using a tailor's tape to measure around the table to give me an idea of how much of the poster board I'll need to cover it. The poster board will be attached to the dowels. I'll be using a hot glue gun and a staple gun. I'm only going to be stapling where the dowels are. For the pattern in the middle, I'll be starting off with a cardboard. I've used this strip self-adhesive mirrors before, but to cover up the amount of space that I need it for, it's going to be so expensive and it's not even wide enough. So because of that, I'm going to be using mirror reflective paper and attaching it to the board. I'll be removing the protective film that's on top of it before I start drawing out my pattern. I'll be using what I have here as my guide to draw out the lines. I'm using a box cutter to draw out grooves on the board. I made sure that the grooves are not too deep because I'm going to need it as a whole piece to attach it to the table. When I was done, I was trying to figure out what I can use for the middle part here. And then I remembered this Dollar Tree picks. I'm going to use this all around the middle. After attaching them with a hot glue gun, I went round again with a stronger adhesive. I'm gonna let this sit for about an hour before I then attach it to the table. I'll be attaching the design with a strong adhesive, a glue gun, and a staple gun. I'll make sure that I'll be stapling just where the dowels are. When I was done with the top, I added the previous pattern to the bottom. The rough edges and the openings here will be covered up with mirror mosaic tiles. Because I wanted something different and unique for the top, when I was done, I started by painting it black. When it was dry, I cut out strips from a mirror reflective paper and then made a pattern with it. The pattern is going to be around this mirror that's going to be glued in the middle. I first drew out the shape of the mirror on the board before I started making the pattern around it. To elevate the height a bit because of the screw heads, I'm going to be using this mirror mosaic tiles in between each of the mirrored strips. To make sure everything is permanently in place and to make it easy to clean, I'll be covering the whole thing with Modpodge. When it was dry, I went around again with a second coat of Modpodge. The white patch that you see around the screw heads is because the Modpodge is not totally dry, and that's going to take probably 4 to 5 hours before that disappears. I'm going to be gluing this mirror and the middle, and that completes the DIY coffee table challenge. You can also add legs to the base if you like, but I just left this the way it is for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have other home decor DIY videos that are linked in the description box below to check them out. And for those of you who have not subscribed to my channel, don't forget to click on the subscribe button.